Key is a sniping assassin who kills targets Darth Varric, a faster mentor and handler. Varric raised her as a father figure after she was orphaned as a child, providing heavy, extensive weapons and combat training, and finally inducting her into its elite web work team. Key is in the circus who executed a member of a portfolio who is a syndicate, but she declines since the target is accompanied by a child, which Varric's assassin school. Varric insisted that she shoot the target, which she did. Even the target's child and trauma are the scene. Key that pushes Varric, inquiring as to why he forced her to break their own rule of not killing in front of children. Varric described the incident as collateral damage and says it was unexpected. She thought Varric that she would finish one final machine before retiring and starting a new life, since the cool violation was given a hell of grief. Just before the last assignment, at the bar, she meets Steven, a charismatic man. They have sex in her room after drinking a bottle of wine together. She soon receives a phone notification that her final machine is approaching, so she has spelled Steven and moves to the side of the mission that night. She assembles a sniper's nest and will for a clay show at the target. She leads a surface dizziness, which rests in as she had a clay show on the target, causing her to miss the shot. As the dizziness worsens, she dashes outdoors and starts vomiting. She hijacks a car and flees as the cops close in, but the car crashes due to her continuous dizziness. She wakes up in the hospital to learn that she has acute colonum to her full poisoning and only has a day to leave. Key quickly recognizes Steven as the person who poisoned Head the night before the mission. She still injects a ghost stimulant medicines, as well as a gun, and goes out to avenge herself on a person who poisoned Head before her time runs out. Key tracks down Steven and his girlfriend and discovers that they were forced into poisoned Head by Sato, a Yakuza belonging to the Kojima crime family. She meets up with Barry to tell him about the poison, and she learns from him that her initial target, Nusaka, was Kojima's brother, and her poison was an act of vengeance against Head. She inquires of Barry's car about Sato's whereabouts and follows him to the Black Lizard, a high-end restaurant. She finds and learns from Sato that his boss, Kojima, ordered him to poison her, but she kills him along with the cause of other Yakuzas after he feels informed her of the whereabouts of their security from well-guarded boss Kojima. After much violence, the last Yakuza gives up and directs Kei to Annie. Kojima sneezes. Kij runs across Annie at the nightclub and recognizes her right away as the young girl who witnesses her father's death during the SAD commission. She kidnaps Annie in order to learn more about Kojima. Annie tells Kojima that she comes to Kojima to face top advisor, Renji, rather than directly. As a result, Kojima makes her call Renji over on the phone. As Kij reads for Renji to arrive, indicators of her condition worsening continue to emerge. Kojima dispatches his dance commander, Shinzu, to deal with the mother instead. While Kojima is intended to use Annie as a bee to put Kojima out into the open, she quickly discovers that Annie's family is preparing her hair made out as part of Renji's internal power struggle. Kij's situation worsens again, but Annie assists her with her medication and convinces Kij to protect her in exchange for assisting her in finding her uncle, Renji. After witnessing the alien occurrence in the conversation with Kij, Annie believes Renji killed his father, though Kojima appears a little sorry since she knows that she is the real killer of Annie's father. In quest of Renji, Annie leads Kij to a penthouse owned by Jojima, Renji's boyfriend. Kojima promises not to give any information about Renji's whereabouts, and a small disturbance caused by Annie, hoping to sell long fight between the two. Annie saves Kij by killing Jojima, but her occurrence reminds her of her father's death, which forced Kij to comfort her. After examining Jojima's apartment for any hints of Renji's hideout, they discover a cellular tracking app on Jojima's phone that pinpoints Renji's exact position. They find Renji after tracking him down with Jojima's phone and tries to persuade him to reveal Kojima's location. And Tensei Renji doesn't do Kojima's exact location, but he gives them a clue from which Annie quickly deduces Kojima's whereabouts. They then knocked out Renji and pursued Kojima. Key caused Vario on her way to Kojima's house to see her final goodbyes and assured him that she'll complete the mission as promised before she dies. After tracking down Kojima, Key tells Annie to stay outside as she decides to go into Kojima's apartment and defeat him single-handedly, if Indoshi's quick. Kate meets Kojima and realizes that her trust in Vario may have been misplaced. After Kojima splints down, Renji made a dual Vario to merge his party into a single kid in exchange for killing Kojima and all of his blood relatives. While outside Kojima's residence, Annie learns about his blue and her father's death from Vario. Then he has a gunshot from Kojima's apartment. Kate comes out from the apartment and approaches Annie in an attempt to resume her head, but Annie shoos Kate out of reach, and he passes with Vario. Kate survives the gunshot and lifts up a few moments later. She is offered assistance from Kojima and attends her Kate's betting life area after learning of the truth from him. Vario misinconferenced Renji on how he misunderstood this plan and poisoned Kate's area than a spirit since he had high hopes that Kate would have returned back to him. But if he had showed the alliance, however, during Kate's close to her death, Kojima joins her in attacking Renji's headquarters with a small army of his men. In a bloody gunfight, the majority of Renji and Vario's men are killed. Kojima tracks down Renji and personally behaves him for his betrayal. Kate tracks down Vario, who is holding Annie at gunpoint. During a brief shootout, both of them feel leech with themselves in the abdomen, killing Vario. Kate then walks outside to the roof with the hope of Annie, where she dies away.